Well, you need scarcely only read the newspaper on a daily basis to see how the world is becoming a more volatile and disrupted place by the day. And what does that volatility and disruption mean? It means our problems get bigger, the urgency and volatility of the world increases, multilateralism and cooperation in the places where it really matters retreats, and as a consequence, we have, relatively speaking, fewer people to attend to larger and larger problems. So we have to supercharge the scarcest resource we have, and that is human attention and human intervention. That's what we urgently need, and are going to need ever more of it in the decades to come. I think a huge opportunity exists in the realm of behavioral change and really kind of fairly untechnical innovation that changes core behaviors that incentivize and move us away from danger as opposed to just moving us toward the danger. And some of that involves the work of behavioral scientists married to all of these technologies, like taking those two sets of skills and putting them together in new ways. In public health, one of the best examples I see in innovation is creating new kinds of feedback loops so that when people take an action, they ultimately see the consequences of that action in a new way. In the last few years, you've seen this very deep proliferation of this new system. When you give blood, you never know what is going to happen when you give blood. You don't know what is the consequence of donation. You know you should, but you don't exactly know why and where. And after some really successful initial trials, scaling up this new approach, many of the blood collection agencies have built this system where once you give blood, after you've given it, some days, weeks, or months later, you receive a text when that blood is actually given to another human being. So you can see the direct consequences of your actions in the world. And not surprisingly, just that simple feedback loop drives enormous increases in the donation to blood banks. And there are countless examples like that where we can tie data and feedback to behavior in ways that drive positive behavior and drive us away from negative behavior. I think one of the things we're going to have to do in the years to come is redefine our terms. You know, we have a global security silo, and we have a global development silo, and we have a global technology silo. And there are important ideas, approaches, and perspectives that cut across the interstitial spaces between those silos. I really think it's important that we begin to think about new definitions and then build institutions that live in those definitions. That means that we need, for instance, development actors and international peace and security actors and technology providers, for instance, to understand that our vision of security is one that's much more broadly encompassing. And then we have to change the institutions so that they are less siloed and they interact with a broader array of key stakeholders around those ideas.